when Donald Trump announced this week that he would boycott last night's Fox debate because he thinks debate moderator Megyn Kelly is biased against him, I had one question. What's this all about? I know Kelly asked a tough question at the first debate last August, but really, is that it or is there more? The short answer, not really. Once upon a time, things were just ducky between Donald Trump and Megyn Kelly.
Do you really think that you're a better moderator than I am?
No, I could never beat you. That wouldn't even be close. There would be no contest. You have done a great job, by the way, and I mean it.
A great job until she dared ask this question.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals.
Trump was taken aback and immediately went on the attack.
Honestly, Megyn, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I've been very nice to you, although I could probably maybe not be.
So he probably decided not to be, firing off a salvo of tweets critical of Kelly and her journalistic skills. Then came this nasty utterance.
Blood coming out of her, wherever.
That prompted Fox News chief Roger Ailes to defend his star anchor, but Trump was relentless.
I think Fox treats me terribly.
And Trump made that known with a continuing barrage of tweets. Then told Fox he would ditch this week's debate if Kelly was moderating. Fox responded with a snarky press release. We learned from a secret back channel that the Ayatollah and Putin both intend to treat Donald Trump unfairly when they meet with him if he becomes president.
When they sent out the wise guy press releases a little while ago, done by some PR person along with Roger Ailes, I said bye-bye.
But bizarrely enough, Trump then appeared on the O'Reilly factor.
Kelly's question was within journalistic bounds, all right? Number two.
I disagree.
Okay, and that's good. That's good. You made your case.
Regardless, Trump held out, forcing last night's debate moderators to acknowledge the issue.
Let's address the elephant not in the room tonight.
An elephant who just can't forget. The thing about this dust-up that really bothers me the most is that he's wrong. And Bill O'Reilly did say that the question was in journalistic boundaries. That's almost beside the point. She's actually very good. She's one of the best prepared interviewers, engagers. She's very quick. She comes right back. So he's wrong on that point about her journalistic credibility. And it's one thing for Roger Ailes to jump in and say, but no one else really has. So, I mean, he's on very thin ground there. And when I went back and started, the Washington Post did a really interesting kind of TikTok on this. It really was all about that question. And then the fact that I think she's really smart and really beautiful. He didn't like being challenged by somebody with that kind of credibility.
Donald Trump, wrong? I have to sit quietly and kind of process that for a while, Emily. I'm sure you're right. I don't disagree with that. How about also Donald Trump, brilliant master manipulator of the media and of politics? Keep in mind, we've talked about this before. This may surprise you, those who see Fox News as emblematic of the hardcore right in America. The hardcore right in America has been down on Fox News for some time. If you listen to Mark Levin or read their various print mouthpieces, you see that they believe Fox News is in bed with the establishment on immigration issues. Too squishy soft, a bunch of rhinos, they called them. So by going after Fox and Megyn Kelly, Trump has ingratiated himself with a key hot-button segment of his hardcore support, and that's why that support is holding so firm. I'll notice, and I'll point out, that he's also very shrewd about this. He's not caught up in it emotionally, in spite of how it may seem. At his counter-rally the other night, opposite the debate, he didn't mention Megyn Kelly's name at that rally.
Well, it was about the veterans.
And it was about the veterans, and he came out and said, oh, everything's fine, Fox has apologized. Butter wouldn't melt in his mouth because he didn't want to exaggerate the risk he was taking of appearing to be just a loose cannon.
One point, just to follow up on what John says, is in addition to maybe getting points from the far right by going after Fox, he also could conceivably, in a general election, get some points with Democrats or people who think of themselves as moderates and do think of Fox as sort of the definitive mouthpiece of the right wing. I don't know if he's thinking of that as a possible benefit or if it just is going to accidentally maybe work out that way, but everything's been working out that, in his favor in this campaign. You wanted to say something?
No, Judd, great point. It enhances his branding as beholden to no one.
In addition, I would just say, I don't know the question of how emotionally caught up he is or isn't in this. I don't know the answer, but to me, his pushback against Kelly has reminded me of like a 7th or 8th grade boy who's used to getting his own way, getting everything he wants, has the hots for a girl and is rejected by her and responds with this really nasty vitriol. Oh, she's this and she's that. I wonder about, maybe he's just used to having, you know, attractive women fall over him. I don't know, but I feel like he took it really deeply personally when she dared to ask that totally appropriate question.
I have two theories, and I don't know which is correct. One is he backed himself into a corner. I'm not sure that he really wanted to withdraw from the debate, but I do think he assumed that Fox would at least apologize for that snarky statement it put out.
That was terrible.
It was terrible.
And
then he could have said, okay, I'm going to take part. Or the other theory is that he had decided all along that it wasn't going to serve his interest to participate in the debate, so he came up with an excuse not to take part in the debate. I don't know which is the case, but you know, I do not pretend to be able to read Donald Trump's mind.
I assume there are gender dynamics, and perhaps it's what you said there about the attractive and then being rejected. But I also think this woman, I am not a fan, is not dumb, okay? No. She can hold her own in a conversation. And in that first debate and in this one, though everybody on that panel, including her, came extremely prepared, ready with the, you know, the comeback, ready with, but within the bounds of journalistic inquiry. I don't think he likes that. You know, to have someone coming from an intellectual base where she's challenging him intellectually in that moment, coming from a woman who's looking at him. Remember, he interrupted her saying, I just with Rosie O'Donnell. And she said, no, it's not. And she kept talking. And he didn't like that at all. So that's one of the part of it. So not a fan. I think she's pretty much prepared, except she doesn't understand there is a black Santa. Moving on.
Let me also just point out, though, that this has worked out great for both of them. This is the best thing that ever happened to Megyn Kelly's career.
Could be.
Yeah, could be. That's probably true.